Hey y'all, I'm very excited to say that this video is sponsored by Keen. I've worked with Keen in the past and I truly love the services that they provide, and so when they reached out to me again, I was beyond ecstatic. Keen provides access to vetted psychics and spiritual advisors. They provide guidance and insight on life challenges, love, career, money, and more. They're available 24/7, there is always somebody online, and you can actually schedule a call if you have a preference for a certain advisor. You can try Keen using my code and you will get your first 10 minutes for $1.99, and then pricing after that depends on the advisor that you choose. It is the most affordable way to meet advisors and psychics, and developing an ongoing relationship opens you up to monthly intention settings, clarity, chakra cleansing, and just honestly, peace of mind. There are also discount codes sent every single week to keep this as affordable as possible for you guys. Signing up is super easy. Make an account and you can take the quiz and it'll match you with advisors who best suit your needs. And something I personally really liked, you can get an advisor who will be gentle with you, but they will tell you everything you need to know, or you can get an advisor who won't sugarcoat anything and they will just lay it out straight. I personally like for things to be a little bit more gentle, so I thought it was really awesome that it gave you the option to choose between the two. I have spoken to multiple advisors on this website in the past and recently. I struggle a lot with understanding myself and my place in this world and knowing if I'm on the right path or not. And so it's really nice for you to talk to somebody and just to know that you are doing okay and that you're doing the right thing for yourself, just to get clarity in your life. And I feel like with everything going on in the world right now, just a little bit of compassion and a little bit of clarity would be good for everybody. This is a service that I do use personally and I really love it, and I really love everything that they have to offer. I'll have the link down below if you guys want to check it out, but now let's get into the video. I am back and I have more paranormal stories that I'm very scared to read. And I know I just filmed one of these videos, but I saw this story and I thought I have to read this. This is 3 parts to one story from one person, so we're gonna read all of the parts, but it seems absolutely insane. So we're just gonna hop right into it. I don't know how long these stories are. If they're shorter, then I'll find another story to throw in, but I feel like this should be a good length. But part 1 says, my haunted house, a dead body, and a kitten. Hi Courtney, I've been meaning to send this through for ages, but I haven't gotten around to it, and honestly, I didn't really want it to get buried. But here I am. So anyways, my name is Madison, and I'm a 21-year-old female from Australia. I live with my boyfriend and my kitten, Bali. We've lived in this house for 2 years, and man, has some crazy shit gone down. Now, I would like to stress that I have had spiritual experiences around me my whole life, as I come from a well-connected Native American family. So I'm not normally spooked by stuff easily, and I'm not normally a jumpy kind of person. Anyways, so as I was saying, the house I'm currently living in has what you may like to call a poltergeist inside of it, or a very, very angry spirit. Her name is Maybe, and she's 24 years old, and she believes it's the year 1957. She has made mine and my partner's lives a living hell, to say the least. When we first moved in, 2018, we were very rushed to get a house, and here in Australia, the way you get a house is you actually have to view it and apply. Not sure how it works in other countries, forgive me. And when I first got to the house, my stomach just dropped. It was on the bottom of my list. It was dark, the kitchen wasn't even straight, my OCD, and the bathroom just felt off. But we applied anyways, because as they say, the more lotto tickets you have, the better chance of winning. I sort of shrugged it off, hoping we didn't get the house. The other 3 we applied for fell through, and somehow we ended up getting this one. Needless to say, I was not very happy, but we moved in anyways. Day 1, first warning sign. The day we moved in was when we should have noped out of there. My dog refused to go in. Not like a little fight, like he was shaking in the car, whimpering. And when we brought him in, he peed at the front door and started to growl. My partner, being the person he is, shrugged it off. I was like, nope, and my mom was like, no. But we had already signed, so we might as well get it over and done with, and it was only a 6-month lease anyways. Here we are 2 fucking years later. But regardless, it turned out to be a pretty cute place after I filled it with my stuff. Month 1. I had my sister stay the night. She's 9. She woke up in the middle of the night saying there was a lady in her room with no face, cooking. I brushed it off and I told her to shut up and go to sleep. She didn't, obviously. She sort of slept on the floor in my room, but that was the first time anything really happened. But I let it go. So we go in for a few months with the occasional bang, door slam, and footsteps, and I think, hey, this isn't too bad. Oh boy, was I wrong. We had booked to go to Bali. The day before we're about to leave, around November, shit hit the fucking fan. My house was trashed. Plates smashed, TV broken, couch literally thrown across the room. My dining room and kitchen trashed, and most importantly to note, my boyfriend, he's Hindu, his temple gods were broken and turned upside down and backwards. Now, I'm not sure if you know about gods and stuff, but for an entity to be able to touch a holy object, they need to be very strong and powerful. So at this point, I'm in tears, my boyfriend's in tears, and we're running around the house like lunatics trying to finish packing to stay at my mom's for the night before we fly out. I'm on FaceTime to my mom, and my phone battery goes from 90% to dead in like 2 minutes, and the power keeps going in and out, so my mom is like, fuck this shit, I'm coming over. The second my mom steps in the house, she turns blue. I've never seen it in my life. She then says, you cannot see the lady standing there in the hallway. I shit myself and say no, and out of the corner of my eye, a whole ass lady was in the hallway. I started crying again. My mom is like, Madison Louise, you are not helping the situation. So I'm like, shut up. Anyways, mom starts saying some shit in our native language and shit gets wild. Stuff is flying everywhere. Chairs were standing up on one leg. I legitimately thought I was going to die. She told my boyfriend and myself to get our bags and get in the car and she would be out soon. 5 minutes goes by and we hear a blood-curdling scream from inside the house and my mom slams the door shut and locks it. She gets in the car like nothing happened. She then tells us not to mention it again, so we don't. We get back and everything seems normal. Well, other than the mess. But that seemed to be it until we heard a weird ticking in the roof whenever we showered. Wait, I hear a ticking in my roof whenever I shower? Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We then call the landlord to find out what has happened in the house previously, and she says nothing that she knows of, and we ask to get someone out to find the ticking noise. Well, they send someone out, and this poor man has to climb into the roof. We don't have attics here. And he gets to the bathroom, and what does this man find? Not one, but 3 fucking dolls. He asked for a bag, and man, did I shit myself again, thinking there was a dead body. I swear there's a dead body. Just wait. I was thinking there was a dead body or some shit, but no, just 3 dolls and a ticking clock. Okay, now I'm not nearly as okay, because I hear the ticking coming from like a vent. It's not like a tick, tick, tick. Okay, now I feel a lot better now. Now that I don't relate. My boyfriend shits himself, and I'm like, what is this? Who is playing with me? So I get my mom to come over again, and she says that there was a scream that came from the fan in the bathroom. So now I refuse to shower in my house because of that. Anyways, about a year goes by with just little things going missing and thumping and shit like that, until recently. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, why did this dumbass bitch stay in this house? Well, truth is, I kinda grew to like the little house. So I get my kitten Bolly, and she seemed fine in the house. So I thought whatever was here had finally passed over. So I recently decided to do what I like to call a Luigi board in the house, because I needed to find out more. Well, that was a dumb idea. So I make one. Big mistake. I do the thing and ask some questions, and nothing interesting, right until she tells me about a fireplace. Now, I don't have a fireplace in my house, so I'm like, well, shit, I better find this fireplace. Halfway through asking questions, my glass planchette starts to make a circle and keeps spinning by itself. Then another person comes through, and a little girl, who's 13, also started talking about a fireplace, and then she spells out, run. Fuck that. This sounds very familiar. So I'm like, goodbye bitch, I'm out. I end the session and I'm thinking, fireplace. So I start looking, and holy shit. There was a whole ass fireplace I didn't even know about, and guess what the creepy bit is? There were bones of what appeared to be a small child with a teddy bear. So I call the cops, obviously, and they take the bones. Still haven't heard back from them, and they cover up the fireplace again. My dumbass stays in the house that night, and in the middle of the night at 3:11, my grandma, who recently passed, sadly, comes to me in my dream and says, Madison, wake up, the kitchen is on fire. So I wake up and there's a red glow from my kitchen, and I'm like, what? So I go in there, and on my bench there's a candle glowing bright red, hot to touch. I swear I never lit this candle because the smell gives me a headache, but I have it there for looks, so I know I didn't light it, and my cat definitely didn't. So I'm like, girl, why are you playing for? The next day, I decide to do a board, and the little girl comes through again, and she says, thank you. I'm like, for what? And she keeps saying the door opened for me to leave. That night, I go to sleep, and again, at 3:11, my grandma comes to me and says, lock the door, she has gone now. So I wake up, and sure enough, my front door is wide open, unlocked. So I locked it. I'm gonna try my best to wrap this up fast because it's getting very long. Anyways, the little girl ghost is gone. She passed over. I think she died in the house in a fire because history of the house is there was a fire in the lounge room. The lady thing is still here and still haunts me to this day. We had done a reading 3 days ago, and she said she hates my boyfriend. He is the devil man. My mom's a bitch who can die. But apparently she likes my cat, but if I keep going, she's going to hurt her too because she knows that she can scare me and she wants me out of her house. She climbs the walls at night and we can see her. She likes to rock the fan, which is really annoying. You can see this bitch climbing on the walls. There are 2 more parts. There are still 2 more parts to this story, and I can't fucking do it. I'm happy to say that my lease is up in 14 days, and we're in the process of moving out because I cannot deal with this anymore. But thank you for listening, well, reading about my haunted house. I can send through photos of when the house was trashed by her. I also have another memory and stories about other paranormal shit if you would like to know. Hope this finds its way to you. I found it, and I regret it, but please send me pictures. If you have photos, please post them, please. Unless, I don't know if you did in the other updates, but we're gonna move on to number 2, but this is just an update to my haunted house, a dead body, and a kitten. Hi everyone. This is for the few people that wanted an update to my story about my house and everything going batshit crazy. So where do I even begin? Firstly, thank you all for being so interested in what has happened in my house. I didn't think I would be writing this update, but so much has happened. Unfortunately, the house we had signed for has been sold without our knowledge, so we're stuck in this house until November. The day I posted about this stuff, a bunch of crazy things had happened. My back door kept opening and closing all night, the windows in my bedroom would shake nonstop, and the fan kept turning itself on and off. That was all within the hour and a half of posting it. Whatever's in my house does not like me bringing attention to it or speaking about it, but I will not stop. That's what I was advised by my mom and other family members. We've had some serious stuff happening, like my kitten being targeted by whatever this thing is. She has been choked by cords that have been tied up since we have lived here. She has been thrown across the room and all types of stuff. Whatever this thing is getting stronger by the days. My mom has called one of our family members who is very spiritually connected to come to my house, and she's coming this weekend on Saturday. She has a feeling that whatever is in this house is attached to my fiance and not the house. As since I started dating him, she's always said that there is something dark with him, which makes all of this scarier. On another note, we got back information about the skeletal remains in the not real fireplace, and they are that of a 6-year-old girl. They are unable to find a match of whom they belong to at this point, but they did say the body would have had to have been there for over 30 years. Which in itself is scary, but the worst thing is they said that she most likely was killed and put in there as punishment and was forgotten about. So far, nothing really good has come out of the situation, but I will keep you guys updated as best as I can. Thank you to all of whom were worried about myself in the house. P.S. on a side note, I don't proofread, so if it makes no sense, I'm sorry, I love you. Also, I don't know how to post photos yet. Give me a few days. Yeah, I won't lie, I'm having trouble reading some of it. Like, there are some parts I'm like, I really don't know what you're trying to say, but it's not that hard to read. And then this is the final part. It says, Update 3, my neighbor died from the ghost. Holy shit. Trigger warning towards the end. Hi everyone, this is gonna be a long one. So to anyone that's following my posts or what is going on inside my house, here's a much needed update to the other 2 parts. I cannot believe I'm writing this, but I need to post it somewhere to A, get it off my chest, and B, say it out loud so I'm not crazy. Before I start, I wanted to give an update on the dead girl situation. It turns out that sadly the remains were found in the covered up fireplace were from a 4-year-old girl, not 6 like I was once told. And they found a match of her teeth on a record, and she's actually been in the missing persons database for 22 years, which in itself is crazy and very sad. Rip to the little girl. Now to the juicy stuff. Everything I said in my last post at this point of what is happening needs to be disregarded as a whole new case has just opened up. So after several people have come through the house, countless hours of going through records and online search, I've come to find out the land my house is situated on was the site of a huge church, an all-girls orphanage back in the 1800s, where, when the white people came to Australia, they used to keep the indigenous young girls that they had taken away from their families. There was one nun well-sister, if you know anything about the Catholic Church. They used to torture these girls often, starving them, burning their skin to get rid of the black, beat, and do some pretty horrific things. That's what I found online. The worst thing of all is she would take their artifacts and use them for punishment. Some reports say the indigenous people would refer to her with very nasty names and did not like this woman at all. Anyways, she died in 1928. When the lady died, the indigenous people took her body and dumped it in the water to wash off her presence from the land, calling her body putrid and saying she has a nasty smell about her. I mentioned this before, but I've always had an off feeling about the bathroom. My house in that part has always had a really damp, musty smell, and it makes everyone that comes to visit extremely uncomfortable, to the point I won't even shower if I'm home alone. I have been told this is because of the horrible woman due to her body being in water and how people referred to her as smelly. Now this takes me to the other night. My partner had woken me up at 3 a.m., which we all know is the witching hour, so I was already not comfortable, but he said he could hear a lady singing. I told him it was one of our neighbors and to go back to sleep, but all of a sudden, that blood-curdling scream I heard that first day happened, but it was right in my ear. And I'm not joking when I say I sat straight the fuck up and was looking around like a crazy lady. My partner didn't hear it. I was very confused and decided to get up and go have a look in the house because something felt off. I was walking down the hallway and I looked to my right in the dining room and there she was. Holy shit. 6 feet tall, strong lady, just standing there, clean as day. I swear it was like an actual person was standing there. I tried to look away, but it physically hurt to do so. I was staring at her for a good 30 to 40 seconds and was finally able to break my stare as she gave me this heinous smile. It was so unnatural. And then she continued moving her mouth, and at this point my partner had called out that he could hear the singing again. My heart dropped. That was not a good sign. It was like she was doing something to him. My partner came into the kitchen and his eyes were completely black. I was freaking out, trying to shake him awake. He went into the bathroom. He stood in the mirror smiling. I'm genuinely terrified right now. Like, I can't fucking do this. I didn't know what to do, thinking I was in a real life horror movie at this point. So I called my mom. After 7 tries, she finally answered, and boy, was she pissed. I told her everything in like 10 seconds flat and showed her Mohit, my partner. Sorry if I mispronounced that. She told me to go grab the pepper and repeat after her. She was saying some things in our native language and I honestly have no idea what they meant, and I threw pepper on him. Mohit started to throw up and he looked at me with this devil look in his eyes like he wanted to kill me, and he told me to go away. My mom said throw more pepper on him, so I did, and it was like he woke up. By this point, I'm in tears, and he walked over to me and hugged me and was like, "What is going on?" He was as lost as I was. The next morning, my mom came over and tried to clean my house, but she just kept saying it was dirty and it was my fault for using the Ouija board and I should have known better. That afternoon, one of my neighbors came down. I live in a group of 10 villas. And she told me that she had this feeling that something was going to happen. She told me she felt like something had come to her home. That night at 3 a.m., she died from unknown causes, and the police are still trying to figure out how she died. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. They say they have a feeling it was murder. Turns out the house she lived in over the past 5 years, 6 people have died in from suicide to unexplained deaths. I'm starting to think it has something to do with this thing that is stuck on the land. I've been told by a few people the only way it would stop is if her body was returned, but who knows where that is now. I'm in the house whilst I'm typing this, and all I can hear is footsteps and the pipes knocking on the wall. I'm only here to grab the last few things in the house, as myself and my partner are now living at my mom's house until we can find a home. All the walls are covered in black mold, and it's like all the life in this house has been taken out. I'm so glad I was able to get out of this hell. My mom has told me not to tell my partner about that night to not spook him. I'm still shook over it, and I honestly pray for whoever lives in this house next. Anyways, thanks to anyone who has stuck in here with me over the past few months. I hope we're all keeping safe, and I honestly hope this doesn't happen to anyone else. Peace and love. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have no words for that. Oh my god. Well, first off, I am so glad that you got out of there. Like, I hope that you're out of there right now as I'm telling this story, because I would hate for me to, like, speak this out loud and for things to get worse. So I really hope that you're out of that house, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. I cannot imagine. Oh, I cannot imagine. But I'm so glad that you're okay and that you and your boyfriend are out of there. Oh, I'm so glad. I could say that a million times because I'm so fucking glad. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. I will have all of these parts linked down below, as I always do. If you guys have any other stories that you would like to share with me, I will have the subreddit linked down below, as well as my email, just in case you're not able to post on the Reddit. But before I go, I wanted to say one more time, if you did want to try out Keen, that'll be linked below as well. You'll get your first 10 minutes for $1.99 when you use my code. And if you do use Keen, please let me know how your experience was. I've had nothing but positive experiences from this, so I would love to hear how your guys' reading goes. But other than that, I'm gonna go. I love y'all. I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'm like terrified. Terrified. Why do I have a spooky channel when I'm the biggest pussy in the whole world? Also, okay, I got these nails. I ordered these on Amazon. They're just like glue-on nails, and they're so pretty. I got them on Amazon. I got a set of I think I got like 10 sets for like $7. I love Amazon. Although I hate Amazon. I love Amazon. It's just so convenient. But holy fuck, okay, I need to go. See ya.